Is the three-strike law, which provides a mandatory 25 to life, a good idea? According to LegalMatch.com, the three-strike law was intended to deter habitual violent offenders, meaning a second strike, you will have to serve 85% of your time. Before parole, a third strike is straight 25 to life. Hi, my name is Ernesa Mozon, and today I will talk to you about what the three strikes are, what are the pros, what are some cons, what state carries these laws, why it's a good idea, and the fact that we need to implement this law in New York. I will begin with what is a three-strike law. The three-strike law are laws that provide for much harsher punishments, generally a life sentence, the third time a person commits a crime. Meaning, if you have a person who kidnaps someone and rapes the victim, that's their first strike. He serves a percentage and then is released. Let's say he goes out and commits another crime. This time it's armed robbery and he shoots a guard in the leg. He serves more time, and you figure he should be rehabilitated and he should know what he's doing. He should know that what he did was wrong, and he should want to change his life around. So you give him another chance. He comes out. And then he commits a third crime, which is your three strike. 1, 2, 3, and you're out, as they say in baseball. Now he's serving 25 to life without the possibility of parole. Why? Because he continues to repeat these violent crimes, not thinking about the consequences, not caring about the victim, not caring who he's hurting. He wants to continue to do this. Now, according to Brent Staples of the New York Times on November 24, 2012, the original law was approved by the ballot initiative in 1994. Not long after a parolee kidnaps and murders a 12-year-old girl. This three-strike law was a way to get the killers, the child molesters, the rapists, the armed robberies, more serious crimes off the streets for good. Now we'll talk to you about some pros. Some habitual offenders who may have gotten lighter sentences and reoffenders are now locked away for life and can no longer reoffend. I believe it's a fair law. Offenders are given a chance to change their lives around, to become rehabilitated, live in society again, show people that they have changed, that they have learned their lesson. According to Wikipedia law, violent crimes, especially homicide, have fallen in Los Angeles area in 2010. Homicide count was 297, less than a third of 1992 high of 1,000 homicides. Here you can see in my chart, there is a graph from 1994 when the law was implemented to 2010. As you can see how high it was in 1994, the crime rate has dropped tremendously, going down until 2010. Now, as you all know, there are cons. There are many cons. Sure, some people feel that the law is too harsh and unfair. It sends people away for petty crimes. Some even feel instead of giving them life without the possibility of parole, now mind you, they're three-strike felons, they feel that they should do some type of therapy, drug counseling, something in that nature, to show that they have rehabilitated, that they can now live in society, that in hopes of that they won't commit these crimes again. I also feel that it makes hardened, they also feel that it makes hardened criminals, think that, being that it's my third violent crime, and I know that I'm going to do 25 to life without parole, I might as well go out with a bang. What do I care? I'm going to receive it anyway. So they don't want to implement this law to give them ideas that being that they're gonna do the time, that, oh well, I might as well go out and do it anyway. I have a problem and there's nothing I could do about it. This is how I feel. I feel differently about the crimes that are happening now. I mean, look at it. You have the subway slashings. You have people traveling, going to work, going to school, doing, in the process of going to do good things. Enjoy their day. And you have people come on and slash their face. For what? What has this person done to them? Nothing. Now, this person has to live with that mark on their face for the rest of their life. Now, why shouldn't that person have to suffer the consequences because of their actions? I feel that they should. This person has to live with that scar for the rest of their life, so why can't you serve time for the rest of your life? Secondly, you have people jumping people and killing them for no reason. For instance, there was this teenage girl that was going to school, and you have these two girls that wanted to fight her. So they all went in the bathroom. She went to the bathroom with the intentions of talking to these two girls to find out what was the problem, why they didn't like her, why they wanted to fight her. She wanted to resolve the issue. She was a good student. She didn't bother anyone. She was more like a mentor. So she's talking to these girls, and they start fighting her. She has to defend herself, and they jump her, and they beat her to the point that she died. Why? All over a boy. For all we know, it could have been word of mouth. But did these two girls stop to think about the consequences? Did the two girls think about, what if this is not true? Did these two girls think about the life that she had ahead of her? No, they didn't. They beat her to a senseless pulp, and now this person is gone. Her life ended shortly over nonsense. So why shouldn't they have to serve this time? Secondly, we have, as we call in the streets, thugs, who want to fight you, stab you, shoot you over a look. Why? It's a meaningless look. They're not thinking about fighting you. It could be they like something that you're wearing, and you take it and interpret it the wrong way and shoot this person, and you could by all means kill them over something so stupid. Why shouldn't you serve time behind that? Think about your consequences. According to California Department of Corrections, also research shows that arrest rates were 17% to 20% lower for group offenders convicted of 2 strike-eligible offenses. Now we'll be moving on to which states carries these 3 strike laws. Currently, there are 28 states that have this law. We have Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, North and South Carolina, North Dakota, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Utah and Texas, Vermont and Virginia and Washington, And last, Wisconsin, according to LegalMatch.com. Now I will tell you why I believe the three-strike law is a good idea. The reason I say it's a good idea is, one, it's protecting the community from repeated violent felons. It proposes a solution to the problem of violent crimes. Justice for family members that these crimes were committed against. That, has also affected their lives as well. They no longer have their family member because of this person's senseless act. And 4, hopefully the felon has learned his lesson and know that these laws are implemented, and they will think about the choices they make before they do them. Last, we will talk about why we need to petition this in New York. I feel that it will help the crime rate that seems to be rising bring it down. And it will help people think about the crimes before they commit them. Because I feel that these laws are enacted and you're given 3 chances. Like I said, as in baseball, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. You've been given 3 chances to turn your life around, and you still haven't learned your lesson. Then you have to suffer the consequences. Now, today I have told you why I think it's a good idea to pass these laws. I have told you what is the 3-strike laws, what are the pros, I even mentioned some cons. I have told you what states carries these laws and why we should implement this law in New York. In conclusion, the 3-strike rule is meant to help people not abuse anyone's rights, just to protect individuals from ruthless, violent acts. Like Smokey the Bear would say, only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can make a change. So come out and join me in making a change and sign a petition to get this 3-rule law in effect for New York. Thank you. My name is Ernesa Mozon.